Hello there folks, Bonkekook here, aka your Lonely Achievement God, continuing our Lawn Mowing Simulator challenge coverage with Expert Challenge number 4, the rear lawns of 64 Coville Street. It is a stripe challenge that you only have 8 minutes to complete, but don't worry about that. More than likely you're going to finish it with 2 to 3 minutes left. Even so, you have plenty of time. This is a very small lawn. You do need a 95% stripe rating, which is the highest we've been required to get so far. But as long as you follow along with my strategy here, you're not going to have any problems reaching that. And just be cautious about leaving grass behind, because you do have, or don't have access to the Pro View to point out the grass you might have missed. We're going to go ahead and get started. It's a striping challenge, so we don't have a weed eater or string trimmer, whatever you want to call them, to worry about. So we're going to jump on the mower right away. We're going to jump on, do all the basic stuff. I do prefer kind of an overhead view for striping challenges, so we're going to do that. We'll pause the game, drop our cut height between 6 and 7, start the blades, hit right bumper to drop the striping kit, and away we go. The terrain is rather bumpy for this lawn, so don't worry too much about going straight across. You're probably going to get thrown around a little bit. Just try to stay as straight as possible. Like with all of the expert challenges, you don't have a lot of wiggle room for your engine condition if you're overloading your engine too much. So be aware of that. As always, I recommend tapping the accelerator and pulling off if you see that you're overloading your engine. But don't worry about going back to clean up any of the grass you miss unless you overload for like an entire column of grass. Then you might need to worry about it. And this is fairly simple. We're just going to be going back and forth. Again, the lawn is very bumpy. You're going to get thrown around a bit, so just do your best to stay straight. The game doesn't require you to be perfect. And you don't have to worry about any of the penalty messages or clippings or anything like that that it might yell at you along the way. So on this next column, we're going to be cutting up against a tree. So cut all the way up against it as far as your mower will go. Don't be afraid to run into it. Back up, drop your stripe roller, and kind of jump over to here. And you won't be able to see yourself, but hit right bumper to drop the stripe kit and drive forward to continue your column. That minimizes the damage to your stripe rating by doing that. By lifting the roller, you're still cutting the grass, which will contribute to your overall cut percent, but you don't damage your stripes by doing it that way. And we're going to be using that same technique here once we get towards the center with the gazebo and the, patio, I guess, of the house. The step up that leads inside. Steps up, excuse me for that mistake. You do have a 5% buffer between what your stripe rating is and how much of the grass you've cut. So just keep an eye on the numbers in the upper right hand corner and make sure you're staying relatively close. Again, if you're following along with me, you shouldn't have any issues. When you make the turn here, drop your stripe kit and then turn so that you're lined up, raise the kit, turn so you're lined up, and then hit right bumper to drop it again and continue across the lawn. Same thing on this side. When you get across, drop the striping kit with right bumper, line yourself up, and drop the kit and continue back along. And we're going to have to do that for a couple of columns on that other part of the lawn here. So drop the kit, position yourself. Raise the kit, position yourself, drop it, and start driving across. Once you get back here, drop the kit. One more time. Raise the kit. I keep saying that wrong. Press the right bumper a lot. You know what I mean. And now we're basically home free except for the other tree over here. So we'll get to that in a couple of passes here. This lawn is so uneven. How dare they require us to mow this? We'll be adding an uneven lawn fee if we ever have to do this again. You can see we're 2/3 of the way through the cut, and well, we just reached the halfway point for time, so we're doing very well. You have plenty of time to complete this challenge. We just took a jump there. I'm not entirely sure how, but we did. We might run into the tree here. Just like before, pull up as far as you can, get back in line on the other side, drop the roller, and continue your column on the other side. Yeah, and our mower is actually, I don't know that it, I think something might have screwed up with our mower when we took that jump. Turns out they're not built for jumps. Get up there, like before, just kind of edge around, drop the kit again, and continue along your way, and that is the last obstacle. We are going to be filling our clippings container up, and we're going to start getting messages about the grass collector. Ignore them. You don't have to worry about it. We do have enough time if the warnings really annoy you that you could drive off and go empty your container, but you don't need to. You don't get penalized for it, despite the game protesting. As I said before, we only need to get to 99.5 for our cut percent, so you do have some wiggle room for leaving grass behind. If you do get here and you finish your cut percent before finishing off the grass, like we did there, you can keep driving if you still need your stripe rating to go up. As you saw, we got it up from 99 to 99.4. If you do need to do anything else on the lawn, cut some more grass or whatever, make sure you lower or raise your striping kit before you drive out. That way you won't damage your stripes. Normally you don't have to worry about that, but just in case it does arise. And the other thing, if you still need more stripes, you could potentially, if you remember, the way you were driving, you could potentially try to drive down and straighten out some of your stripes, though I don't really recommend doing that because the stripes you took are mostly invisible after you cut. So, but with that done, you can drive up onto the ramp and click on your truck door to get out of here. As always, if you have any questions for me, reach out. I'll do my best to answer them, but if not, I'll see you guys in the next challenge.